Senators push forward with Ukraine aid package as their leaders say the world is watching. By Mary Claire Jalonick and Stephen Groves, Associated Press. Washington, AP. As former President Donald Trump and a growing number of Republicans oppose U.S. aid to Ukraine, the Senate's leaders argued in strong terms on Sunday that the money is crucial to pushing back against Russian President Vladimir Putin and maintaining America's global standing. In the Capitol for a rare weekend session, the Senate voted again to move forward with the assistance as Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, D-N.Y., and Republican leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky issued stark warnings about the consequences of abandoning longtime U.S. allies in Europe. Today it's no exaggeration to say that the eyes of the world are on the United States Senate, McConnell said. Our allies and partners are hoping that the indispensable nation, the leader of the free world, has the resolve to continue. People are also reading. Fazoli's is coming to Exit 5 in Bristol, Virginia. Fiddler's Restaurant to open next week in Abingdon. NASCAR. Is Coliseum Clash experiment over? Crossroads Farm Supply and Deli honoring tradition. Prep Wrestling. 10 champs, 13 state qualifiers as Grundy rolls to Region 1D title. Tuesday's Prep Hoops Roundup. Colton Blackburn, Northwood, Cam Bostic, Union, Andy Lambert, Lebanon, Katie Hill, Ridgeview, Addison Moore, Richlands, London Horn, Wise Central, Landon Bailey, Hurley, Kaylee Lamb, Rye Cove. Among those to show up. Show out FAR SWVA District Basketball Tournament. Pairings. Bristol State Liners may play another season in Bristol, Virginia. Thursday's Prep Roundup. Honaker girls put 5 in double figures to clinch Hagahiji District regular season crown. Tennessee High girls top John Battle. Alice Seymour, Abingdon. Olivia Krieger, Rural Retreat. Landon Johnson and Leah Resnake, Grundy. Also star Prep Wrestling. Union wins 3rd straight Region 2D crown. John Bottles Christian Rector, Virginia High's Orrin King. Wise Central's Jude Davis notched 100th career wins. Downtown Brewery 3rd business to close since November. Friday's Prep Roundup. Twin Valley Boys, girls top rival council. Ansley Trevette, Abingdon. Eli McMurray, Gate City, reach milestones. Eastside's Taylor Clay gets triple-double. George Wythe boys open postseason with 50-point win. Honaker boys rally past Chilhowie. Plus much more. Prep boys hoops. Sullivan East postpones Tennessee High's possible conference coronation as Cross Fisher lead the way. Prep boys hoops. Freshman Horn, Tompkins and Teasley star in Wise Central win over Ridgeview locals in the pros. Former Emory and Henry QB Kevin Saxton in Super Bowl as assistant coach with Chiefs. Sunday's 67-27 vote to move forward on the $95.3 billion aid package for Ukraine, Israel and other countries comes as former President Donald Trump, the front-runner for the Republican presidential nomination, is trying to kill the assistance and has escalated his attacks on the NATO military alliance. Trump posted on his social media platform over the weekend that the U.S. should consider loaning Ukraine money, not giving it to them, saying that the United States of America should be stupid no longer. And the former president said Saturday at a campaign rally in South Carolina that Russia should be able to do whatever the hell they want to NATO members who do not meet their defense spending targets. He recounted a story he has told before about an unidentified NATO member who confronted him over his threat not to help them. While McConnell has made helping Ukraine a top issue, an increasing number of members in his GOP conference have followed Trump's lead and are opposing the aid, which Senate leaders have been trying to pass for months. Without mentioning Trump by name, McConnell said in his opening remarks Sunday that American leadership matters, and it is in question. Schumer said that if America doesn't assist Ukraine, Putin is all too likely to succeed. The only right answer to this threat is for the Senate to face it down unflinchingly by passing this bill as soon as we can, Schumer said before the vote. Amid shortages on the battlefield, the package would provide $60 billion for Ukraine, mostly to purchase U.S.-made defense equipment, including munitions and air defense systems that authorities say it desperately needs as Russia batters the country. It includes $8 billion for the government in Kyiv and other assistance. It would also provide $14 billion for Israel's war with Hamas, $8 billion for Taiwan and partners in the Indo-Pacific to counter China, and $9.2 billion in humanitarian assistance for Gaza. The Senate is pushing through several procedural votes on the slimmed-down package after an attempt to pair it with legislation to stem migration at the U.S. border collapsed. Objections from Republicans adamantly opposed to the aid have delayed quick action, forcing the weekend votes as negotiations continue over potential amendments to the legislation. Senators were still trying to negotiate a deal on amendments Sunday, but it was uncertain whether they could come to an agreement that would move up a final vote. If there continued to be objections, a final vote could come midweek. Schumer has said he is open to amendments, most of which would be likely to fail, but he forced senators to stay in session through the weekend to try and speed up the process. "I can't remember the last time the Senate was in session on Super Bowl Sunday," Schumer said as he opened the session. "But as I've said all week long, we're going to keep working on this bill until the job is done." In Sunday's vote, 18 Republicans voted to move forward with the measure, giving supporters optimism that it will eventually pass. But the debate over the aid has deeply divided the Senate GOP conference, with McConnell digging in to support it while some of the most adamant opponents of sending money to Ukraine have increasingly criticized the party leader. "America is being invaded every day at our southern border," Florida Senator Rick Scott posted on X, formerly Twitter, as voting got underway. "Why would we vote to send money and resources to secure Ukraine's border before we secure our own?" Kentucky Senator Rand Paul said the debt is a huge problem, and yet they're wanting to pass a bill to send money we don't have. So it's not a sign of strength, and it's a sign of weakness. Senator Tom Tillis, RNC, said that he can understand the reservations that voters have about voting for foreign aid, but that U.S. senators, who are privy to classified briefings, should understand what's at stake if Putin wins. "And so some people around here, if they really are being driven just by the perceptions of their base, they should grow a spine," he said. Even if the Senate does pass the package, its future is deeply uncertain in the House, where a large majority of GOP lawmakers are firmly allied with Trump. Speaker Mike Johnson has been noncommittal on the aid and has said he wants the Senate process to play out. Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma, a former House member who voted to move forward on the aid, noted that some members of the House have threatened to try and remove Johnson, as they did his predecessor Kevin McCarthy, if he holds a vote on Ukraine. Still, Speaker Johnson is now sitting in classified briefings that he hadn't had the privilege to sit in before he was Speaker, Mullin said. Copyright 2024 The Associated Press. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten or redistributed without permission. Tags DCC Wire Lee National. Be the first to know. Get local news delivered to your inbox. Sign up. I understand and agree that registration on or use of this site constitutes agreement to its user agreement and privacy policy.